Welcome to issue number 37 of Digital Display Insider. I'm your host, Jerry Teeter, and today we're going to be talking about a question that I get all the time from people who are new to this industry, new to LED screens, and they're just trying to navigate and figure out what's the best option for them to buy. And what I'm talking about is the makeup of LED screens and how to know if you're getting a good quality LED screen versus a cheaper version that someone is just saying is a good quality. And so we've got a whole entire newsletter on this. I encourage you to go check out the link in the description to get the full article on this process. But today we're just going to highlight a couple things, and we're going to help you decide if you're getting an actual quality screen versus overpaying for something that you think is quality and isn't. So let's get started. Okay, so what I want to hit on first is the resolution of the screen, because this is something that gets often confused with quality, and that's the pitch of the screen. Anytime you see an LED screen, you're going to see typically a P and then a number, so like a P3.9 or P5 or P6 or whatever that number is. A lot of people assume that that measures the quality of the screen. A comment that I hear so many times is, when I'm talking about quality and looking at these different things, they'll make some comment like, oh, it's a 3.9, so it's good quality. Well, all that means is resolution. And so the way that number is, how they get to that is they measure the distance from the center of one LED to the center of the next LED next to it, and whatever that distance is, that's the resolution. So 3.9 means 3.9 millimeters between LEDs center to center. A P5 is 5 millimeters, P10 is 10 millimeters. And so the smaller the number, the more LED pixels you're getting into that screen, the higher the resolution is going to be. And so right now today, as of the recording of this video, 2.9 is kind of the best resolution that we're seeing in the market. 3.9 has been the staple for the last several years, and you're still going to see some P5s out in the market, even P6s. But just like an iPhone, every generation you get older, the value of the truck is going to go down a little bit. And so right now, 2.9 or P3, 2.9, they're going to be about the same, just like a 3.9 and a P4 are virtually the same. 2.9 is the newest kid on the block, and 3.9 is just one generation old, and then P5 is going to be 2 generations old. So when you're looking at that, again, don't base any credence on whether it's a good quality or not, just based on the P number that you're seeing. The things that you really want to look for, and these are going to be the most important things to look for in the screen, is you want to know what the wiring is on the internals of the module. The most standard is going to be copper, and that's going to be your cheaper screens. And then the more expensive screens are going to use gold wiring. And why that's important is the copper wiring, it's a less stable wiring. It's cheaper. It can corrode over time, and so especially if you live in environments where you have the full all 4 seasons, so you have heat in the summertime and then cold in the wintertime and snow and all the different things, the copper wiring screens aren't going to last as long in those harsher environments, especially when you have big temperature swings, and they're going to oxidize over time. And so that can mess with the connection points that it has inside, whereas gold wiring is just going to be a much more stable, much more reliable wiring for the internals of the modules throughout the life of the truck. And so here at Legion LED Trucks, we only use screens that have gold wiring, and that's just one of the many reasons why our trucks tend to be more expensive than what you see out there on the marketplace. A vast majority of screens that you're going to see, especially in the LED mobile billboard truck market, is going to be copper wiring. Now, the second thing that you really want to pay attention to, and this is probably one of the biggest things you want to look at, is the refresh rate of the screens. And so the IC chips that drive the information on the screen, they're what take the signals from the controller and then tell the module what to display. There's different refresh rates that come with these screens. And so at a bare minimum, you need a 3840 hertz refresh chip if you want to avoid seeing the horizontal lines in your pictures and video. And this is something that you will not even think about typically until you've already purchased the truck, you've spent the money, you get it home, you're trying to take pictures for your clients, and you can't get a good picture because you just see these dark lines across the screen. And there's nothing you can do about that. There's ways you can help it a little bit, but that is one of the classic signs of a lower quality screen is they're using either a 1920 chip or even lower refresh than that. And so the camera, even though you don't see it in person, the camera is seeing that refresh of the screen, and there's just not much you can do about it. And so clients will not like it. They're going to want to see a nice, crisp picture of the ad on your truck, and so it's going to really devalue your brand to constantly be sending them pictures with these lines in the truck. And so, spend the extra money, get the higher refresh chips, make sure it's a bare minimum of 3840. Anybody should be able to give you a spec sheet on the screens that's on their trucks, and if they won't or if they make excuses, massive red flag, run away. Don't buy the truck is just my personal recommendation. And then the other thing too that is the control system. And so, most everybody in the industry is using a brand called Novastar, and they are the industry leader for control systems for these screens. But even within Novastar, there are different levels of quality of receiving cards specifically. And then the controller that you're going to get with your truck is a big deal. And so, again, a lot of the cheaper builds, they're trying to save money. And so they're going with the lowest cost components that they can get. And in the Novastar system, the controller, that's going to be a single input controller where either the laptop that they've got running it or a media player or whatever, there's only one input source that you can put on the screen. And so that will really limit your ability to do different things with the screen. Whereas here at Legion, we use their top end controller that has, like 5 or 6 different inputs from HDMI to DVI, SDI inputs, digital display inputs. So multiple different sources that you can input, and then that controller allows you to do lots of different things with the screen to just give you a wide array of options that you can display content on the screen. And then the receiving cards, there's a lot of different levels in there. And so, again, we're using the higher end receiving cards that will give you a better grayscale rating. It's going to give you better motion with your video. It's just going to give you a lot better presentation for your screen. And it's just going to give you a lot better branding for your brand. And so you want to stay away from the lower entry level receiving cards, and that's going to be typically inside the back of the screens. One other thing that I'll mention too right now is for a lot of years, the LED screens that everybody was using, including us, were the cabinet style LED screens. And on the backs of those, when you open them up, you have the ribbon cables, you have your power supplies and your receiving card, and all that is inside these cabinets. And then the back side of the module is completely exposed. For a while, they were putting a silicone over the back of that module to help protect those IC chips from corroding over time. And it helped, but still over time, the modules, you'd have issues with them. And so today's screens are more of everything is a sealed component, and then they've gotten rid of the cables, and now everything is a hard connection point. And so those are the types of screens you want. I've got other videos where I've done tours of our trucks here recently, and so you can look and see the differences on those, even just how you change the modules. If you have a cabinet where you have screws holding in the modules, those are the ones you want to stay away from as of 2025 going forward, because that's the old technology. It's a lot more maintenance. It takes a lot longer to do everything. And you want to stick with the newer cabinets that are held in by magnets, and they're just much easier and faster to change. And those modules are actually sealed. And so you're going to get a lot longer life out of them. And so that's just going forward, that's what you want to really be looking for. So I hope this information is useful. Again, there's a ton more information in the newsletter, issue number 37 of Digital Display Insider, that goes into a lot greater detail. But those are just really the 3 main points that you should be able to look at. And so number one, when you go look at a truck, get your camera out, see if you can see lines at different brightness levels of your camera. Ask them for a spec sheet to see exactly what the refresh rate is of the screens. And then one other test that you want to go to is have them do full white on all 3 screens, and then go to 100% brightness and see if the generator can actually handle it, and see what the screen looks like, because that's going to show any flaws. Pure white is going to show any flaws of the screen, and if they can't do it or won't do it, big red flags. Really reconsider the truck. So if you have any other questions, you can go to ledtrucks.com. You can always see our inventory, and or you can reach out to me at 402-403-4097. That's the number that I'll answer. Happy to answer your questions, and thank you again for watching these videos, and we will see you next week.